Hello everyone, and I welcome all of you to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. This is Pratik Srivastava here, founder of Online Study for You. Friends, today in this video, I am going to discuss similar question asked in 2024. And then Busra ma'am will be discussing verbal ability. I request all of you to please do watch the video till the end. It will be very helpful if you are going to write TCS NQT on campus or off campus exams. Now, so friends, before I start with the problems, right? So these are the problems which we are going to solve today. Okay. So before I start with the problem, I just wanted to tell you there are few exams rules which you have to keep in mind, and then only you will be able to do better in the examination. And here the rules are, friends, I'm just repeating very fast because already it has been discussed with you in the different video. So no section switching, only question switching. There is no negative marking. Okay, any number of rough paper you will get at the exam center. On screen calculator will be there. So from calculation, the final calculation, you do not have to get worried. No question wise timer. Section wise timer will be there. Like for a particular section, you will be getting 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 25 minutes. So there will be some theta based question, fill in the blanks, where you'll have to fill the answers. If you submit one coding questions, then you can go to second coding questions. Once you have moved to second coding questions, you cannot come back and then attempt the first coding question. These are some rules which you have to keep in mind, and then only you attempt the problem in the examination. Now friends, question number one. So question number one is basically a question from the topic, right, simplification, and here you have to find out the value of x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4. TCS asks this kind of problems. Okay, now so here we have x is equals to 3 plus 2 root 2. So friends, this kind of question, before you attempt, you need to understand what has been asked. That is the first thing. So friends, here they are asking x to the power 4 and plus 1 divided by x to the power 4. So it is very clear that we have to get first 1 by x. So 1 by x will be equal to what? X will be nothing but, right? So you just have to write in the denominator side. So 3 plus 2 root 2. Okay, fine. So friends, 1 divided by 3 plus 2 root 2. It seems like quite complicated. It is going to be quite complicated. So what I will do, I will rationalize here. So you have to multiply with the same values here. So 3 minus 2 root 2 and 3 minus 2 root 2. Clear? Right. Step by step. So 3 minus 2 root 2, and then it will be divided by, so a plus b into a minus b. So a plus b into a minus b, right? So few formulas, algebraic formulas you should be knowing. So a square minus b square. So 3 square is 9 and 2 root 2 square. So 2 root 2 square will be nothing but 2 square is 4. 4 into 2 will be 8. So basically the value of 1 by x is nothing but 3 minus 2 root 2. This is also clear to you. You got x, you got 1 by x, right? Okay. Now friends, so basically x plus 1 by x you got. So x is nothing but 3 plus 2 root 2 and 1 by x is nothing but 3 minus 2 root 2. So this and this cancelled. X plus 1 by x is equals to 3, and here you can see plus 3 6. Now as I need 4 here, we will go step by step. So first we will make a square of this. So a plus b both side, so squaring both side, squaring both side. So a plus b whole square, a square plus b square and plus 2 a into b is equals to, this side also square, 6 square will be 36. Now x and x cancelled. So x square plus 1 by x square is 36 minus 2 will be 34. Now friends, next is you need x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4. So make a square once again. So this is the value right now whatever you are having. So again squaring both side, again squaring both side. So here you see now your a is this and b is this. So a plus b whole square. So sir, a square and plus b square. Okay. Then sir, 2 into a b. So a is x square and b is 1 by x square, sir. Okay. And this side 34 square. So what is 34 square, friends? So that you should at least be knowing, right? Okay. Anyway, you can calculate also. 34 into 34. 4 4 are 16. 4 3s are 12 plus 1 13. Okay. And 3 4 are 12 and 9 plus 1 10. So it will be 0 5 1 1 5 6, right? Okay. So basically it is 1 1 5 6. Now you see, so x square to the power 2, so it will be x to the power 4 plus 1 divided by x to the power 4 is equals to 1156 minus, this is cancelled, 2 will go that side, so 1154 will be the correct answer, right? So 1154 will be the correct answer. Option B will be the correct answer for this particular problem, right? So friends, this is not a very tough problem, not a very big problem, but it will take hardly 1.5 minutes, because here you also have to rationalize and then you have to think a bit. So making a square, subtracting the value, and again making a square and subtracting the value, it will not take much time in the examination, right? Okay. So friends, in algebra now basically the formula also you have to, right, keep that in mind. So I don't know why it is autofocus is happening. Okay. So let me just check. Okay. Okay, now it is fine. So, okay. Now friends, so here you can see you have a problem. If x plus y plus z is equals to 9 and xy plus yz plus zx is equals to 23, then basically you have to find out x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. Friends, this particular problem no completely based on formula. Nothing is there in this particular question, only based on formula. Okay. So, but many of us basically do not remember this. So a cube plus b cube minus 3abc. So basically friends, here x cube, the formula says x cube plus y cube minus plus z cube, sorry, minus 3xyz will be equal to x plus y plus z, right? Okay. X plus y plus z into x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus zx. So this is the formula. So a cube plus b cube plus c cube, if you are writing with a cube, b cube, c cube, minus, right, 3abc is equals to a plus b plus c and then this value. Okay. Now friends, what is given to you? So basically they are asking you to find out value of this, and this is given to you. So if we convert this particular equation in that format only, then your problem is solved, right? Okay. So x plus y plus z is anyway it is 9. Okay. Now find this one, what we will do. So I can write x plus y plus z square. Okay. So first let us see x plus y plus z square formula will be what? So x plus y plus z square formula will be equal to x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy plus 2yz and plus 2zx. Clear? Okay. So we have x square, we have y square, we have z square. Okay, fine. So let me write like this, then you will be getting complete clarity. So x square plus y square plus z square. Okay. And now what I am going to do, so I will write 2xy plus 2yz plus 2zx. Sir, why did you write? Wait, I will do one thing. I will again subtract it. 2xy, okay, minus 2yz minus 2zx. That means there is no meaning of writing this. That means there is no meaning of writing this. It will be automatically clear. Okay, fine. And minus xy minus yz and minus zx, whatever was there I wrote. Now this particular things, if you will see, so it is nothing but 9 into x plus y plus z square, okay, and then minus, if you see, 3 xy, 3 yz and 3 zx. Clear? 9 into, so this will be nothing but 9 square, right? This will be nothing but 9 square, and then here if you'll see 3 into, right, 3 into, okay, so basically 3 into xy plus yz plus zx, right? Okay, so 9 into, this will be 81 minus 3 into, so this value they have already given, so x plus y, xy plus yz plus zx is 23, right? Okay, so 9 into 81 minus 69, okay, 3 3 is 9, 3 2 is 6, 11 minus 9 is 2, 7 minus 6 is 1 into 9, so it is nothing but 108. So 108 will be the correct answer for this particular question number 2, right? So you might be feeling it is lengthy. You saw, right, it was directly based on formula, right? And these are the question getting asked in the exam. If you don't believe me, ask the student who wrote TCS NQT 2024, right? So similar kind of exact question, it is not possible. It was memory based. Exact question already I have covered earlier, right? So these are the question on similar type. I am covering it for all of you, right? Okay. Now, friends, you need to identify the problem which a student did in NQT 2024, right? So that you do not have to do. You have to be very, very clear on how you have to attempt, how much time you have to give, which particular topic the problems will be easy. So keeping in mind that you need to prepare and you need to solve the question. So this is a question from the topic height and distance. Two poles of equal height are standing opposite to each other. So we have two poles of equal height, okay, so we have one pole here, okay, and we have another pole here. Both are having same height, okay, fine. Now what they are telling, and this is 200 meter wide, so the distance between, I will not write here, okay, so let me erase it off, the image was not good. So one pole is here and another pole is here, right? Okay, now they're telling the distance between them is 200 meter, okay, and they are equal in height. So if this is h, this is also h, right? Okay, from a point between them on the road, angle of elevation to their tops are 30 degree and 60 degree. So you take a point here and then angle of elevation right here, and take a point here, and then if you'll see the angle of elevation right is nothing but 30 degree at one place and 60 degree at one place, right? Okay, so I hope this is also clear. Now friends, total is 200. I will assume this is x, then this will become 200 minus x, right? 200 minus x. If total, I will assume total is 200. If this part I assumed x, then automatically this will be nothing but 200 minus x. See, if this is 10, then 200 minus 10 will become what? 190. Clear, right? So this much you understand easily. Okay. Now friends, so this is nothing but what has been given to you. Perpendicular is given to you, base is given to you, right? Okay. So when perpendicular and base is given to you, then we use what? Tan. Then we use what? Tan theta. Because tan theta will be perpendicular by your base, right? Okay. Perpendicular by base you write P by B, okay? Lamb bata Aadhar. In Hindi, this is what we say. Now here, tan 30 we will calculate. So tan 30 will be equal to what? So again perpendicular. So this is nothing but my perpendicular is h, and this is my base. Base is nothing but x. Okay. This will become what? Hypotenuse, right? hypotenuse. Okay, now tan 60 will be what? Tan 60 degree will be what? Sir, this is h and divided by 200 minus x. Clear? Okay. Tan 30, the value of tan 30 will be 1 by root 3 h by x. So x will be equal to h root 3. Now here if you'll see, tan 60 value will be root 3 h divided by 200 minus x. Okay, fine. So root 3 into 200 minus x, and here it will become x is nothing. Okay, so the value of x we will put here, and I will put h here. So root 3 into 200 minus, right, I can put h root 3 is equal to h, because the value of x I have put here. Now root 3 into, right, so 200 root 3, right, so here I can write, if you multiply, so it is 200 root 3 minus root 3 into root 3 will be 3h is equal to h. So 200 root 3 is equals to 4 of h, and h will be equal to, so 4 will divide this by how many times? 50 times. So h will be equal to 50 root 3, right? So this will become your correct answer. So A, option A, 50 root 3 meters will become the correct answer for this particular question, right? Okay. Friends, many more questions we are going to discuss, but one thing which you have to identify, right? See, here we are taking 3 to 4 minutes for one problem. In exam, it is very, very important for you to attempt, right? 20 question of aptitude in how much time? 20 question of aptitude in 25 minutes, right? And there only all the problems is going to happen. So if you have not practiced from before, that 20 question you have to attempt in 25 minutes. If you have not solved all this kind of question, then it will be a big problem for you. And for that we launched TCS NQT crash course, right? So in TCS NQT crash course, what is the content, right? So friends, forget about all this. Right now I'm not talking about what is the content, right, and what is the quality of the content, because when you see 5,000 results in TCS NQT 2024, then it is very much evident, and I do not have to tell that again, you know, we are not going to give this much of result. This year definitely we are going to give more and more result. We will cross at least 10,000 if TCS is going to hire that much, right? Okay. Now this year what we did, so this year we started with mock test series, because last time students were not able to focus on the content, right? I mean, not able to focus on the test, right, in the examination, and they spent lot of time on one single question. So that is the reason here we started with TCS NQT mock test 1, mock test 2, mock test 3, and also the questions were so difficult that it was very difficult for a student to solve at least 8 to 10 questions. So you practice here, similar level of the question has been put, so that you will be able to solve 8 to 10 questions, okay, and you will be able to properly analyze which topic and where you have to put the effort. This will be as part of the TCS NQT crash course, right? And in the content also you can see we have put TCS NQT 2024 questions, right? So already this coding in Java, coding in coding in C++ is done. Aptitude videos I have started putting, okay, so one more videos is going tonight, right? So TCS NQT 2024 similar asked question which was put yesterday, one more video I am going to put. So a lot of practice you are going to do, even if you are going to write in future or you are going to write now. Anyway, so let us come back to our problem. The link will be in description, please do check it out. And friends, if you like the effort which we are putting on YouTube, for that at least you like the video, and please comment so that I will be able to make this series ongoing. Okay, fine. Now friends, next problem, the ratio of efficiency of P is to R is 7:4. So the efficiency ratio of P is to R is given as 7:4, and the ratio of number of days and number of days taken by Q is to R is nothing but 2:3. Now friends, so one data is given in terms of efficiency, one data is given in terms of days. So the option what we have is either convert days to efficiency or efficiency to days. And your days and efficiency is nothing but inversely proportional to each other. That means, friends, see, basically days into efficiency is work, right? Days into efficiency is work. So let us understand, if you clean, right, 5 chairs in a day, then in 12 days how many chairs you will clean? 60 chairs. Cleaning chair is what? Habit? No man, it's a work, right? So cleaning chairs is a work, so 12 into 5 is nothing but 60. Clear? Okay. So days into efficiency is work. So when work is constant, then what will happen? Days will become inversely proportional to efficiency. It makes sense also. If you are more efficient, then you will take less time to do the job. If you are less efficient, right, means ALSI, if you are lazy, if you are less efficient, you will take more time to do, or even you cannot do. See, many of the people know, now they are thinking that when TCS off-campus notification will come, that time they will prepare. My dear friends, so your efficiency is also low. TCS NQT preparation cannot be done in 15-20 days, right? So that be very, very clear with that. TCS NQT preparation you cannot do in 15-20 days. You have to put more effort. These are the level of the question, right? So actually it will be more tough. I am not doing very tough problems so that you will run away from here, right? So that is the reason. But you have to accept the fact that when all the students struggled to solve 5 to 6 questions, you might not be able to do that as well, right? So please put effort from now if you are planning for TCS off campus, otherwise no problem. If you have decided that you are not going to get selected, then forget about it. Now, so friends, here what will become my days ratio? Sir, efficiency ratio of P and R was 7:4. So days ratio will become 4:7. And for Q and R, days ratio is given 2:3. Now, R is at 2 different places. See, here concept of ratio is also involved. R is at 2 different places. How R can be same? When I am teaching online, when I am teaching on YouTube, my classes quality is good. But when I am teaching in class, my classes quality is not good. How that is possible? Same person is teaching here also, same person is teaching there also. Similar kind of question I am solving here, similar kind of question I am solving there, right? But that is a different thing, that their frequent videos are coming, right? So we are covering previous year problem which we are not able to do much here. So these are the differences, right? So that we can earn a bit, right? Simple. Okay. Now, so friends, here R is at 2 different places. How it can be different? That is not possible, sir. So what I will do, I will make it same. I will multiply by 3 here and I will multiply by 7 here. Now see, the ratio becomes 12:21 and here the ratio becomes 14:21. So now I know P can do a work in 12 days, Q can do a work in 14 days and R can do a work in 21 days. So there was a twist till here. After that there is nothing in the problem. Then we can take LCM, or if you don't want to take LCM, don't take. Assume a number which is divisible by all 3. So 12 7 ja 84, 14 6 ja 84, 21 into 4 is 84. Sir, it is 84 which will be divisible by all number. You are free to assume any value. Nobody can stop you. You can go and take LCM also like this. 12, 14, 21, right? So 2 6 ja, 2 7 ja, and then 3 2 ja, and then 3 7 ja, and then 7 1 1. So 6 6 7 ja 42, 42 into 2 is 84, right? Okay, fine. Next is friends, so this is 7 times, this is 6 times, this is 4 times. This is our efficiency, right? Okay. Now they are telling if Q and R started the work and left after 2 days. So Q and R worked for 2 days. So 7 into 7 plus 6, 13. Sorry, Q and R they are telling, I am sorry. So Q and R is nothing but Q is 6 and R is 4. That means Q can work, complete 6 work in a day, right? See, the meaning of efficiency is what? Q can do 6 work in a day and R can do 4 work in a day. They worked for 2 days. So 20 work they finished out of what? 84, right? Okay. Now, who is going to complete this work? So find the number of days taken by P to finish the remaining work. Find the number of days taken by P to finish the remaining work. So P efficiency is nothing but, right? So P efficiency is nothing but 7. So the remaining work is nothing but 84 minus 20 is 64, and is 64 work P will be doing in 64 by 7 days, right? So I'm sorry. Now here 84 is the total work and 20 work was done by Q plus R. So the remaining work who is going to do? The remaining work P is going to do, and P efficiency is 7. That means P can do 7 work in a day. So for completing 64 work, it will be taking 64 by 7 day. Option A will be the correct answer. One more line it has been given. While working alone, P takes 9 days less than R to complete the work, right? So P is taking 12 and R is taking 21, 9 days. This data was not required if you have calculated the days. If you would have converted days into efficiency, then that data you might have used to solve the question, right? So it's in your hand, no problem at all, right? Okay. So how would have done this? So you know the efficiency, right? Days you would have converted in efficiency, and then they are telling, so see what you would have done. So instead of days you would have converted in efficiency. So if you convert in efficiency, then basically here you have to make the values same, and then they are telling, I mean this you will write 3:2 in terms of days, in terms of efficiency, okay, and then this R is 4, and here you have to multiply with 4, so 6:4. So their efficiency will become what? 7 into 6 into 4, which you have already got it here after doing this. And then they are telling, so efficiency into days will be work. So P is taking, right? So P is taking 9 days less. So if R is taking X days, then this guy is taking 9 days less. So 7x minus 63 will be equal to 4x, right? So this is 3x will be equal to 63. So x will be equal to 21. X will be equal to 21. That means R will be taking 21 days, and this guy will be taking, this much, right? So for that reason only they had given it, so that you can proceed it, but that is not required. If you are converting this, it will be a easiest method to do it, right? Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Now moving towards the next question of compound interest, because in the NQT 2024, many of the students were telling, sir, compound interest, the problems are there. Somewhere they are asking, calculate compound interest for 5 years. Somewhere they are asking, calculate compound interest 8 monthly, 5 monthly. This kind of problems were there and they were struggling it, okay? Now, so friends, here if we try to see, okay, anyway, this is a question okay, so I have, okay, so one question, 5 monthly I have not taken, no problem. Okay, so that I missed it. But anyway, before that we have one question from the topic, this particular percentage. Let us see. So a family has 4 earning members, PQRS. So a family has 4 earning members, PQRS. In 2011, okay, their respective shares in the total income was this. Friends, option is given in terms of percentage. Blindly take what? Sir has told that blindly you can take 100 and solve it. Okay. Even if the option is not given, suppose it's a theta based problem, right? Suppose it's a theta based problem, no problem. They are asking what percentage has been asked in the question. So even if it's a theta based problem, fill in the blanks problem, you go ahead and assume 100, no problem. So P share is 25%. So 25% of 100 is 25. 35% of 100 is 35. 10% of 100 is 10, and 30% of 100 is 30. Right? Okay. If you add everything, it will be 100. Now, okay. So you are able to read this, right? So that is, no, now it is becoming blur. Now it is very good. Okay, fine. Okay. Now, so friends, what they are telling, okay, so in 2012, P salary, so in 2012, right, So in 2012, P salary went up by 20%. Means here there is an increment of 20%. Now friends, at least you grow up, man. You don't start calculating 25 into 20 by 100. If you are doing that, TCS is not for you. See, I might be sometime blunt, bad, okay, but the fact is fact. So now these are a small calculation. 25, 20%. 20% is 1 by 5. 25 into 1 by 5 is 5. That means 20% increment in 25 will be nothing but 30, right? See, 25 into 20 by 100. We are calculating 20%. So 20 is nothing but 1 by 5. Sir, 5 rupees increment is there. So 25 plus 5 will be 30. Next, sir, Q salary increased by 20%. So 20% is nothing but, sir, it is again 1 by 5. 35 by 5 is 35 by 5 is what? 7. So from 35 it will become 35 plus 7 is 42, right? Okay. Then our salary decreased by 10%. So 10% of 10 will be what? So 10% of 10 will be 1. From 10 it will become 9. And S salary decreased by 20%. So 20% of 30 will be nothing but 6. So from 30 it became 24. 6 minus, right? 6 minus. So friends, basically, if 20% decrement is there, that means how much you have to pay? 80%. 3 into 8, sir, 3 into 8 is 24. 10, there is a decrement of 10%. How much you have to pay? Sir, 90% of it. So 1 into 9 is 9. Okay, now, so friends, earlier what was happening? Okay, so a family has 4 earning members. They spend 60% of the total and save the remaining. So basically, right, 100 rupees was there. They were, spending. So they were basically, their expenditure I was writing. So they were spending basically 40 rupees. So how much they will save? Sir, 60. Now in the question what they are telling. So what is the expenditure there now? 4 plus 9, 13 plus 2, 15. Okay, 1 in hand. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. So it is 105. Now 105 rupees is their expenditure. In 2020, what percentage of total family income should they spend to save the same amount? Okay. So in 2011, they were saving 60 rupees. In 2012 also, they wanted to save same. So how much they should spend? So they are free to save. They are free to save 60 rupees, but they will have to spend how much? 45 rupees. Then only whatever they were saving in 2011, they will be also able to save in 2012. So basically they should spend 45 rupees. Okay. And they are asking what percentage of total family income. Total family income is nothing but 105. Okay. Out of that, they are spending 45 rupees, right, and saving 60. Total family income is 105. Okay. And how much they should spend? 45 rupees they should spend. And that is what they are asking you. Tell me in terms of percentage. In terms of value, you told 45 rupees out of 105. In terms of percentage, you tell me now. So in terms of percentage, my dear friends, 5 9 ja and 5 21 times, 3 7 ja and 3 3 ja. So 300 divided by 7. So it starts with 7 4 ja 28. Okay. And then 7 2 ja 14. So 42 point something it will go. And is there any option? Yes. So there is an option 42.8%. So you have to go and tick that answer. If it is a theta based question, fill in the blanks. You need to fill and then come out, right? Okay. So understanding and doing it, that becomes very, very important. So I was talking about compound interest problem, right? So friends, in compound interest, right? So this kind of questions were there. Okay. So yeah. So in compound interest, these were the problems where they were asking 8 monthly, 5 monthly, right? 6, I mean bi-monthly, anything they might ask. Okay. Now, so we have to understand whatever question they ask, it does not matter at all. We have to see how we can do it in an easy way. So calculate compound interest on rupees 15625 for 2 years at the rate of 12% if the interest is compounded 8 monthly. Now, so friends, 12% per annum, right? 12% per annum is what? Their interest. That means in 1 year, the rate of interest is 12%. So 1 year is nothing but 12 months. So 12% interest in how many months? In 12 months, right? Okay. So this we are calculating the rate here. So 12% interest, 12% per annum. That means in 12 months, the rate of interest is 12%. So in 8 months, because the compound interest, we have to calculate 8 monthly. So in 8 months, it will be just multiply with 8. So it will be nothing but 8%. Clear? 12% per annum in 1 year. That means in 12 months, the rate of interest is 12%. 1 month, 12% by 12. 8 months into 8, 8%. Okay. Now what about time? Time. So friends, in 8 months, right? Okay. So they are telling 2 years. So in 2 years, how many months will be there? Sir, 2 years, it is nothing but 24 months. Okay. Now, but sir, the interest is getting compoundly 8 monthly. No problem. Divided by 8. See friends, earlier what was happening? Okay. So it was compounding yearly, right? So compounding yearly means that person will come once at the end of year. So in 2 years, he will come 2 times. But now it is compounding 8 monthly. That means every 8 months that person will come. Hey, give me the interest. Now it is 8 months. So how many times he will come? 3. So time is 3 years. Rate of interest is 8%. You can easily calculate, right? Friends, don't use calculation here. Use calculator. On screen calculator will be there in the exam. So compound interest will be equal to A minus P, and A will be equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power N minus P. Your amount is 15,625 into 1 plus rate is 8 by 100, right? Okay. To the power 2 minus P. So this is 4 2s and 425 times. So 15,625 into, so 25 plus 2 will be 27. So 27 by 25 into 27 by 25 into 27 by 25 and minus your principal, whatever the value here. Now I am going to use the calculator. Okay. So 15,625 into 27 into 27 into 27 divided by 25 divided by 25 divided by 25. It comes 19,683 minus 15,625. Now if you calculate 13 5s are 8. That's all done, right? So that's all done. So at the end it should be 8. And 7 minus 2 is 5. 6 minus 6 is 0. It is 4. 4058. 4058 option B will become the correct answer for this particular problem, right? Okay. Now I am giving you one question which you can do it from home. So here, calculate the compound interest on rupees 8,190 rupees for 1 by 4 year. Okay, 1 by 4 year at the rate of I should give, what is the rate I should give? It was just a second. So this will be 12 3 15 months. Okay, I need that, right? Okay, and here it is 5 monthly. So okay, let me just think. And this interest is rate is 4. Okay, rate anyway we are going to find it out. Just let me think once. So it will be 15%. Okay, so here it is 15%. So now you have to answer in the comment section that question number 7 and this is the answer, right? Okay, if your answer is correct, I will like your comment. Okay, so calculate the compound interest on rupees 8,192 for 1 by 4 years at the rate of 15% if the interest is compounded 5 monthly. Now friends, you have to sit and attend Busra ma'am classes. She is going to take verbal ability now, right? So friends, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and please comment if you want me to continue with the other videos for your TCS NQT exam. Thank you, take care, all the very best.
Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to another verbal ability video. This is the question paper of TCS NQT, specifically asked on 12th of September. So we are looking at the verbal ability questions asked on 12th of September. So technically this document also contains the answers, but I will be explaining each question, the approach to solve them, and how to look after all of them in detail in this video. So let us look at the first question. So it is trying to tell that some part of the sentence may contain an error. Here you only have to identify the part which could possibly have an error, and if there's no error, just choose no error. That's what the first question is asking you. Let's look at the question. The new computation algorithm combines scores with multiple measures of quantitative assessment. The new computation algorithm combines scores with multiple measures of quantitative assessment. So if you look at this question in specific, there is no error as such. That's why we are going to go for C. There is no error with the grammar or no error with the prepositions that have been used. So that's why we go with C. Let us look at the second question. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blanks. Children were quite sad when they did not see butterflies flitting dash the flowers. Flitting where? Flitting in the flowers, right? So that's the answer. So how do you go with the approach? See, when you're talking about something, right, where we talk about flit, we talk about fit, where we talk about get, where we talk about all of these, we try to use the preposition in, because it is happening in the flowers, right? So that's why. Question number 3, select the most appropriate option. We have found that between Vinaya and Akriti, Vinaya makes dash errors in her work. So now if you look at this, here we're specifically talking about errors. How do we measure errors? When they're talking about what to choose, errors is something that is quantifiable, right? So how do you, when you measure the quantity, what are the verbs that you use? Quantity, numbers, right? When we talk about numbers, when we talk about something quantifiable, we talk about more, we talk about few, right? So we have to look for these options. Largest errors, no. Smallest errors, no. Shortest errors, no. Fewer errors, correct. So here when we're talking about quantifying the errors, we're trying to say it's few or it's a lot. So that's why the correct answer is option D. Question number 4. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the error. All the students of the class decided to head to the principal's office to complain for the new teacher's misconduct. Complain for the new teacher's misconduct. See, technically, this is actually a wrong question, right? Here, it should have been about the new teacher's misconduct, right? But then since there's no option here, I think that's why the correct answer selected is C. See, they're going to be, either it could be like the question paper error or it is to trick you, right? These are the two things that most of these people do. They will give you the exact same answer in the question, and they will also give you no error. Technically, if that's the correct answer, then you're going to go for no error, right? But in these cases, you always go for the whatever is written exactly as same as the question, okay? So let's look at the fifth question. Sorry. Okay, let's look at the fifth question. Read the following passage and fill in the blanks by selecting the most appropriate option. Sailing is fun, but it takes work and muscles to keep the sailboat moving. One will have to constantly dash, search, scrutinize, check, scan the weather, and adjust the sails to turn the boat in the required direction. One will have to dash the weather. Here, search is to look for. Do you have to look for the weather? No, that is not something that you can do. Scrutinize. Scrutinize means to interrogate, to put through a check, right? This scrutinize is like investigate. Okay. Check. Yes, check the weather because you have to check. This is something that you can check. Scan the weather. Weather is not something that you can scan. You can only check. You can see the forecast. That's why. So let's move to the next one. It also takes a lot of dash to raise the mast and sails before you start enjoying the freedom of exploring new places in your sailboat. It also takes a lot of attempt. Attempt as in attempt means to give it a try. Do you have to give it a try? No. Effort. Yes. You also have to give it a lot of effort. It also takes a lot of strife. Yes, it also takes a lot of strife. Endeavor. So now here we know the option is C. We have to check. So CD, CB, and so now you know it's either D or B. It also requires a lot of effort. So the correct answer is C for the fifth one. Okay. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the error or choose no error. Okay. So Mrs. Diggle wanted her children to be hardworking, sincere, and punctual. There's no error. Mr. Diggle wanted her children. She wanted her children to be hardworking, sincere, and punctual. There's no error in this sentence. So that's why we are going to choose no error. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the error or choose the same kind of question. If there is an error, you just have to choose that part. And if there is no error in the given sentence, then you are only going to choose no error. Okay. He had been married with a doctor for 5 years. Now, if you see this part of the sentence, right? He had been married with a doctor. No, you do not marry with a doctor. You marry to a doctor. You marry to someone, right? You get married to someone. To is the correct preposition that is to be used. So that's why this part of the sentence has a problem with the doctor. Answer is D. Because you get married to someone, not with someone. Okay. So let's look at the eighth question. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blanks. Shreya will keep working for you, dash, you are respectful towards her, as long as you are respectful towards her. So the option is C. As long as is something that we use in the sentence that signifies a condition. I am going to be nice to you as long as you get my work done. You know, it comes with a condition. And in statements like these, we use as long as phrase. Okay. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the error or choose no error. The children are quick to grasp, isn't it? Now look at this part of the question, right? So the children are, we're talking about the children, right? So it should end with aren't they? Because the children are quick to grasp. Whatever you're going to use here, right? That is the same thing that is going to end. If you're using the children are, then you're going to end it with aren't they. Or if you're saying something, she is going to the market, because you have used is in the sentence, you're going to end it with isn't she. Okay. It's a cat, isn't it? They are dogs, aren't they? So it works like that. So now this part of the sentence has the problem. So the correct answer is isn't she. It should have been aren't they. Some sentences are missing from the given text. Choose from the list A to C the most appropriate sentence for each gap in the text. There is one extra sentence that you do not need to use. So they're telling that you have to use 2 sentences according to what suits the best. But they have given you 3 options. So one option you should not use. This is what the question number 10 says. Okay, let's look at the question quickly. Albert Einstein always had a clear view of problems of physics. Okay, he had a very clear view of problems of physics. Let's look at the options. In 1919, Einstein and his wife, Mileva Maric, were divorced. He also had the determination to solve them. Einstein regarded his major achievements as mere stepping stones for the next achievements. Okay, I'm going to give you a cheat code when you are trying to solve these kind of problems. Okay, this first sentence says Albert Einstein always had a clear view of problems of physics, right? Here it already introduced Albert Einstein. The sentence is not going to start with Albert Einstein again. It is going to start with he, because the first introductory sentence already talked about Albert Einstein. So whatever sentences are going to follow, they are going to use the words, whatever his his noun is going to be, that is going to be used here. Okay. So it's he. Okay. Pronoun is he. So that's why it's going to start with he. Okay. So amongst all three sentences, you know that the one starting with he is second. He also had the determination to sort them. So that comes here. He had, see, again, third sentence. If you look at the third sentence, he again, because it's a pronoun. The only sentence which is going to have the name is the introductory sentence, which is going to be the first sentence. The rest of the sentence are always going to have pronouns used. He had a strategy of his own and was able to visualize the main stages on the way to his goal. Okay. And next, until then it's over. Now, dash, he receives the Nobel Prize in 1921. So if you look at this part, it's telling, this is again an introductory sentence because here it's over. Now a new paragraph is starting. It is talking about Nobel Prize. So there has to be some connection with Nobel Prize. So that's why Einstein regarded his major achievements as mere stepping stones for the next. Okay, this is the right answer because here we're talking about him winning a Nobel Prize, and this sentence in specific talks about his major achievements. This is how you're going to choose the sentences. You have to, one, always remember that the first introductory sentence is always going to start with the name. And the rest of the sentences are going to use the pronouns of the person who you're introducing. Okay, these two things are very important that you have to keep in mind. Moving on. What we're talking about is here, whatever sentences have in some interconnection between the two, you're always going to choose them for the right answer. This is the cheat code that you're going to follow in case your English isn't as good. Okay, let's look at question number 11. For 4 sentences, S1 to S4 paragraph below, sentences S1 and S4 are given. From the options P, Q, R, choose the appropriate sentences for S2 and S3 respectively. Okay, here what they're telling, S1 is given, S4 is given. S2 and S3 are not given. You have to choose from the options P, Q, R, which fits into it perfectly. Okay. So S1, ginger is commonly consumed aromatic spice which contains a bioactive compound called gingerol. So we're done with this, right? Now you have to try to find the connection. It is ending with gingerol. Which sentence is now starting with gingerol? Gingerol has anti-inflammatory and antioxidative effects. So this is going to be your S2. Okay. This is talking about anti-inflammatory, antioxidative efforts. Okay. So let's look at the other ones. Now we've talked about gingerol. Now it is known to calm nausea and enhance the immune system. The reason why we're going to go for P here is because here, if you look carefully, anti-inflammatory, as in it is not going to inflammate you. Antioxidative, as in it is going to help your immune system. So these two sentences have some interconnection. And finally, but some people, or if you go backwards also, if you try to backtrack, but some people complain of bloating and heartburn when they have consumed high doses of ginger. So the last sentence is talking about bloating, heartburn. Bloating, nausea, heartburn, immune system, they are somehow related. That's why the correct answer is RP. Let's check. Yes, the answer is RP. Answer is D. Okay. Same again, 4 sentences are supposed to be written here. S1 and S4 are given. S2 and S3 should be chosen from PQR. My mother had been overweight since she was a child and lost weight only after she got married. Okay. Now, like we are talking about it, right? My mother. Now, as per the cheat code, it's going to start from her pronoun. Pronoun is she because mother is a she. So the correct answer is going to be either she or her, either of them, right? You have to choose from P or R. Let's look. She started giving me lectures on the importance of meditation and breathing exercise. Here, this sentence has no relationship with S1 because here it's only talking about her mother being overweight. But sentence R, her memory of overcoming severe problems of obesity kicked in as soon as my weight and health became her obsession. Now, if you look at sentence R, she was overweight, right? And her memory of severe problems of obesity. So here it's also talking about obesity. So these two sentences have some correlation between the two. So the correct answer is R. S2 becomes R. Now let us backtrack using S4 to S3. There were no use crying to my grandmother as she was absolved of her own responsibilities. Okay, so here if you look at it, because her mother started to her memory of overcoming severe problems of obesity kicked in. What did she do? Her food was regulated. The daughter's food was regulated. She decided when, what, and how much. Okay, so this is what the correct answer is. The final actual answer to this is RQ. Okay, which is option D. Okay, let's look at question number 30. You are going to read civilization, choose from the list A to C and fill the gaps. So again, same thing. 2 gaps are given. Out of 3, you only have to use 2. Okay. Civilization's progress must be measured in proportion to man's success in meeting the challenges of nature. Okay. Now let's look at the options that we have. But the advancement in science and technology is undoubtedly a mixed blessing. Okay. There has been such an increase in people's awareness of the consequences of such progress. Okay. We are bringing our industrial progress to make the world better and more comfortable to live in. Okay, so the first sentence, if you look at, civilization progress must be measured to proportion to man's success in meeting the challenges of nature. It is talking about civilization and the progress. Okay. So if you look at the 3 sentences which have a close correlation between the two, is this one. We are bringing industrial progress to make the world, because first one is talking about progress. Now, if you look at the sentence C, it is also talking about progress. Okay. It is once a threat to the sustainable evolution of man. Okay. And dash, but if the current trend continues going on unchecked, the future of life on Earth will be endangered. All right. So here it's talking about a problem. But if it is going on unchecked, then it will be endangered. The life of Earth will be endangered. Okay. So here, this is what it is talking about. It was a threat, right? It's talking about threat. Here, it's talking about success. So if you look closely, this is the sentence that is talking about the paradox, the differences, right? But the advancement in science and technology is undoubtedly a mixed blessing. Mixed blessing as in it has problems also attached to it. That's what it's talking about. So the correct option here is CA, which is option C. Okay, now let's move to the 14th question. Read the following passage and fill in the blanks by selecting the most appropriate option. Mamallapuram, also known as Mahabalipuram, is about 55 kilometers from the city of Chennai. The East Coast Road takes you to consequential, momentous, historic, faithful. Okay. Let's move back and look at the question. The East Coast Road takes you to this, which is on the shore of the Bay of Bengal. Which is on the shore of Bay of Bengal. So the East Coast takes you to consequential. Consequential as in something that is in a consequence. Momentous, historic, faithful. Historic is something that is related to history. Faithful is something that has some fate attached to it, right? That has happened due to a cause. So the correct answer here is historic. Okay, because it has history. We're talking about Mahabalipuram. All right. So this 7th century city was once a dash seaport, is now famous for its rock-cut short temples. Frantic, stuffed, swamped, busy. Okay. This 7th century city, which was once a dash seaport. We're talking about a seaport. What can a seaport be? Can it be frantic? Can it be stuffed? Can it be swamped? Can it be busy? A seaport is going to be busy. So that's why the correct option is D. Question number 15. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. You have to identify that. If there's no error, then just choose no error. One of the unreturned book was found in the parking lot. One of the unreturned book was found in the parking lot. Technically, there's no error. But like I told you, right? This is very tricky. One of the unreturned book. One of the unreturned books, right? One of the unreturned books. one of the lot of books, right? So that's why this has to be one of the unreturned books. So that's the error here. One part of the sentence below, same again. The soldiers, in an attempt of showing their loyalty towards their king, fought ruthlessly until the end of the war. The soldiers, in an attempt of showing their loyalty towards their king, fought ruthlessly until the end of the war. There's no error with this one. It says soldiers, in an attempt of showing. Oh, in it. No, the correct answer should be D. The soldiers, in an attempt of showing their loyalty towards, in an attempt of showing. Attempt of showing. See, the correct answer should be no error. I don't think there's an error with this one. The following sentence pair can be combined into better sentence. Choose the option. Okay. My mother made me join 7 different sports activities at the time I was just 9. Okay. So you have to find the sentence which can be combined into better sentence. My mother made me join 7 different sports when I was just 9. Yes, this is correct. Because I was 9, my mother made me join. No, this is wrong. This author is telling that the mother made him or her join 7 sports and he was or she was just 9, right? While I was 9, my mother made me join. Okay, this is also fine. While this author was 9, 7 were joined. But here, if you look at the question, right, the whole focus is on the author being just 9. Okay, so now let's look at the 19th question. For the sentence, 4 sentences, S1 and S4 paragraph below, same again. S1 and S4 is going to be given. You have to choose from 3 options given, PQR, which fits the best into S2 and S3. Okay, let's look at the statement 1. In the early years, when long trade voyages were undertaken that would take months or maybe even a year to reach to a destination, coconuts were granted a special place on board. Okay, here we're talking about long trade voyages, as in long journeys that would be taking months or even years to reach the destination. Coconuts were given a very special position on board. Okay, so let's see which of these matches closest, like which has the best correlation. By and large, the coconut water was drunk and pulp was eaten. Yes, the best part of the fruit was that there were no chances of it going bad. The voyages were rife with difficulties and hardships. Okay, here we're talking about coconuts. So out of PQR, if you see P and Q are talking about coconut, but Q has starts the sentence with D. The here becomes the pronoun, right? The article of technically here we're starting it with a pronoun. The becomes the article, but it also is here is the pronoun of the fruit, right? So the correct answer is P, because this also closely talks about water in a very sensical manner. If you look at this, by and large, the coconut water was drunk and pulp was eaten. Okay. Now let's look at the 4th sentence and then we will backtrack the 3rd sentence. Its popularity has recently increased, although they were grown in tropical regions for more than 4,500 years. Okay, so the voyages were rife. No, it is not even talking about the difficulties, the hardships, or the journeys. Here, it's only talking about the fruit here, even the last sentence. That's why the correct answer option is Q, and the right answer is going to be D because PQ. Okay. Read the following passage and answer the questions. After selecting, click and save. Okay, so now there's a paragraph, there's a passage given that you have to read and some questions are asked. Okay, and I want you to give some really, see, this is going to be a quick test. Okay, so what I would recommend you to do is, if there are a lot of questions asked from one passage, then read the passage thoroughly. But if there's only 1 or 2 questions asked from one passage, you cannot afford spending 10 minutes on a passage to answer one question. That is not a wise thing to do in the test. Okay. So if you look at this of them, out of all of these, see, there's only one question asked. Okay. There aren't any more questions asked in the passage. That's why just give it a quick read and answer the question. Don't give it a thorough read, okay? The Royal Bengal tiger is one of the majestic creatures of the world. The typical male weighs about 300 kilograms and is about 8 to 10 feet tall, whereas female is about 180 kilograms and 8 to 9 feet in height. Okay, see, we're talking about Royal Bengal tiger. So it is very majestic, very huge, very fierce, very powerful, okay? Male is about 300 kilograms, it's about 30 kgs, and they are 8 to 10 feet tall. But females are only 180 kgs, but they're 8 to 9 feet in height, okay? Despite its heavy body, the tiger can run at a speed of 60 km per hour and also climb trees, but it's brave when necessary. This tiger, although it weighs that much, but it can also run at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. It's very fast, okay? And it can also climb trees whenever necessary. The mangroves of Sundarbans, being its habitat, the Royal Bengal tiger is a great swimmer too. It also swims really well. The night vision of this tiger is 6 times that of the humans, and hearing is 5 times that of the humans. They can hear 6 times better than us. They can see 6 times better than us in the night, and they can hear 5 times better than us. Just like human fingerprints, each tiger has a unique pattern of stripes that does not match any other tigers. Okay, all the patterns are different. Like we have our thumbprints different, right? They have their patterns different. They don't match with any other tiger. The tiger does not forget faces, has a memory stronger than most of the animals in the wild. Often portrayed as savage, this tiger is caring, protective towards its family. So here it's trying to say that this tiger has a very sharp memory, and although it is shown like it's very fierce, very powerful, very savage, but this is very protective, very caring. Okay. When a killing happens, the male tiger eats the females, and children have had their feast. So the male kills, and the female and the children have their feast. Unlike how humans, the endangered species of India, loves to live in a companionless environment. They don't like like they usually just live like family. Okay. A family alone. Now let's look at the question. Why is it surprising that Royal Bengal tigers can run fast? Because they're heavy, right? This is what the sentence is. Despite its heavy body, the tiger can run at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Because they're majestic? No. Because they weigh 200 to 300 kilograms? Yes. Because they live in secluded mangroves? No. Because they're all at least 8 feet tall? No. We're talking about despite its heavy body. That's why. Because of the weight. Correct answer is B. Which of the following sentences uses formal languages? Formal languages, where polite, okay? Formal, where you have some respect to give and take. Living up the atmosphere, my friend. We're talking about friend. Informal. Hooray, we won the game. It's very joyous, so informal. May I suggest you better option that will suit your style more? Yes, this is formal. Stop making excuses of your behavior. Again, this is informal. So the correct answer is C. The following sentences can be revised into one better sentence. So all of this one can be revised into a better sentence. So grizzly bears are fierce animals. Polar bears are known as fierce. Grizzly bears and polar bears are fierce animals. Okay. Grizzly bears are fierce animals just as same as polar bears. No. Grizzly bears are as fierce as polar bears. Yes, perfect. Grizzly bears are fierce animals like polar bears. So out of both of these options, the best suited option is C. That's why we're going to go for C. Choose from. It's the same pattern again. What is happening is 2 blanks are given, but you are supposed to be choosing from 3 different sentences, out of which you only have to select 2 sentences and 1 is to be left. Okay. So in the last few years, we have seen the Prime Minister meet and greet school children after delivering his Independence Day speech. Now you have to select the statement. See, if you like, this is what I've told you, right? Look at the correlation between the sentences. Okay. So out of the 3 sentences, this year, however, the interaction between the Prime Minister and school children could not happen. No, it did happen because he was there to deliver the speech. This year also, PM ignored all safety protocols. This is like a very negative statement, but if you look at the whole paragraph, it talks in a positive sense. So now, out of these 3, right, only AC is happening. AC is the only answer that you can go for. C, this year has seen their suffering ranging from climbing anxiety level to heartbreaking academic setbacks. So B is definitely going to be eliminated because it's such a negative statement, right? A and C are the right answers, and you have to see which one is going to fit in where. So in the last few years, we have seen the Prime Minister meet and greet school children after delivering his Independence Day speech. This year, however, the interaction between the Prime Minister and school children could not happen. In the very year that the pandemic has rescinded their invitation to the fort, children have to be heard more than ever before. This year has seen their suffering ranging from climbing anxiety level to heartbreaking academic setbacks. So the correct option is D, A, and C. Okay, let's look at question number 25. You are going to read text about transformation cells. Some sentences are missing from the text. Choose the list A to C, the most appropriate sentence for each gap. There's one extra sentence. It's the same. There are two gaps given. You have to select two sentences out of the three. Transformation is usually painful because it involves a process, a means to find an end. Okay. Attainment, on another hand, is happiness because you gained what you wanted. Without process, however, there is no achievement, so there is no gain without pain. How long the process continues will depend on how fast we learn our lessons. So always remember the correlation rule. Now, the first sentence is talking about transformation is painful. It is talking about pain. So which other sentences talk about pain? Or sentence B. So the correct order is B first because it has a relation with pain. Look at the third sentence. In pain is our true enlightenment as our critical lessons are learned here. Okay, we're talking about lessons now. So out of option A and C, which talks about lessons, option C. How long the process continues will depend on how fast we learn our lessons. For humans, evolution is painfully slow as it takes the longest to learn. You only have to correlate what the first sentence is talking about, so you can come up with the second sentence. That's the cheat code to this. So the correct answer is B, C, which is option A. All right, let's look at question number 26. So the following sentences can be revised into a better sentence. There's this sentence, you have to just revise them into better sentence, okay? Mark Twain is the author of Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn is a classic American novel. Okay, Mark Twain has written the book Huckleberry, and they're telling that this is a very classic American novel. So which options can it be replaced with? Let's look at the options. Mark Twain is an author of classic American novel Huckleberry Finn. Yes, very much suitable. Mark Twain is the author of Huckleberry Finn, which is a classic American novel. Yeah, that's also fine. Mark Twain is an author, Huckleberry Finn, and it's a classic novel. Okay, that's also fine. Huckleberry Finn is a classic novel for which Mark Twain is the author. Last one is grammatically slightly incorrect because it is more informal. Out of all the options, 1, 2, and 3 are meaningful, but the best suited is option A. Okay, let's move to the question number 27.